the Baya's son. The hunt for the giants has only just begun. Captain Dave is on the bridge with a salty stare. There's a heavy scent of diesel in the humid air. He looks across the harbor at the shiny hulls, ignoring all the tourists and the screaming gulls. He says, stop fishing for boats and find the deep. There are promises for ocean that we have to keep. Oh, turn the handle, Randall, let the drag just scream. Living out of Cabo San Lucas fishing dream. They hate people with suntans and smiles on their face, but we're finding our freedom in this liquid space. Turn off the news, they're all lying to you anyway. We're out here killing fish at the breaking of the day.
All righty, gang. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got Michael Fowlkes and Kevin from Libertas Rods today. How are you guys?
Good, David. Thanks for having me.
Doing well. Mike, better now?
Yep, you're clean.
Yeah, you look good now. You sound good. You look good. And yeah, I'm all over the place today. I'm in the casino because my granddaughter's at school and my daughter-in-law's doing some insurance stuff at the house. So had to run over here to the casino and hang out and make sure the internet works and everything. But today, Michael, what are we going to be watching?
Well, I think we're going to pick up where are we at? Second half of 9, first part of 10? I forget where we are.
First part of chapter 10.
10 is, I think it's one of our best chapters. Really, I think you guys are going to really enjoy it.
And like I say, every time we do this, you guys can jump in here, be a part of this, ask any questions you want. If I don't see the question, Kevin will say something or Michael will say something, and we'll stop and we'll watch and we'll find out what the heck was Michael thinking when he made this part of the show. But it's the history of sport fishing. It's super important to what's going on today in our world. And the way Michael puts it together is incredible with the black and white and the color, and it all flows together. It's absolutely incredible, right, Kevin?
Absolutely. It's been a phenomenal series to watch, and I just have to say a big thank you to you, Michael, for putting it together and making it accessible for all these new generations coming into fishing and realize that there's a big history to the world of fishing. And without you putting this series together, I think a lot of that history would be lost or just unknown.
That's what part of the goal was, Kevin. So I've been collecting historical fishing stuff since I can remember, old jigs and wooden, glass-eyed wooden plugs and tackle and everything. If I ever saw anything that had to do with fishing, photographs, pictures, magazines, old piece of film, I'd grab it. And all these years, I had all this collection built up of all these old 8mm home movies, 16mm Super 8, some 35mm, and it was all going to hell. So the physical films had to be preserved, or it would have been lost forever. So that was the main goal. Chase Allfield stepped up and helped fund that through the Catalina Island Museum. Grateful for both of those people for helping to fund that digitizing section. And then once we got all digitized, then it was like, oh, now what to do with it? So it's for generations to come. And I think the history of sport fishing in and of itself, I think it's something that's going to be around for a long time. It's multi-generational. It's got no expiration date. And hopefully people will continue to enjoy it.
I think they will. And Kevin, thank you for the kind words yesterday for the podcast. And I really am super into our vets and what you guys have done. And it was lost yesterday. Most of the people that I talked to had no idea what Memorial Day even meant, which is absolutely mind-boggling. I just want to go off on a little tangent here for a second. But it's to honor the fallen, the men and women that have fallen in the line of duty, and they've given everything that they have. And it's so sad that we have lost sight of that. We have a month-long rainbow coalition, but we have one day to memorialize our men and women that have served and given everything that they can. And it blows my mind whenever I think about it. Just like when we go in, we celebrate Veterans Day and it's one day. It's just absolutely ludicrous what's happened to this country. And you speak to,
and that's why I worded it the way I did yesterday, as a happy and reflective. Like, enjoy the day, but know why that day exists. And I have found too that there's not really a clear understanding out there of the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. And just like you said, Memorial Day is so for us in the military, everybody gives some. And Memorial Day is for those that gave all and have died in defense of our country, and they absolutely deserve a very special memorial and gratitude. And I don't say that lightly. What I said yesterday too, Dave. I mean, you support the veterans so well, and it means a lot to us that you care about what we did. And I've been, the History Channel this time of year always has some sort of documentary thing going on, and I was watching something on Vietnam, and this is the way that I handle the Vietnam vets. Is anytime I meet them, the first thing I do is say welcome home, because they didn't get it. And I just think it's so important to really understand what Memorial Day is all about.
absolutely. And I think we touched on that perfectly yesterday. And then to get off on a different topic, which is near and dear to Michael's heart, our good friend Erica Gray, she's on the show every day. She watches us religiously, Michael.
Yep, she's
She
cool.
just found JD's Tackle Shop in Balboa. Can you talk about that for a minute? JD's been a part of our industry forever and ever, and what he does for the tuna club and the history of sport fishing is insane. And Michael and I, Erica, just so you know, we tried to get JD on here, but he is totally
old school.
Yes, and he can't even he's like, it's on the what? The internet? What is that?
I don't have time to do something like that. And it's true. He runs a one-man shop. I'm so glad you found his little place down there on the island. It's such an iconic tackle shop, and it's really a representation of the old traditional style of a neighborhood local tackle shop. He's there every day. He runs it. He has no employees. He does everything. He sweeps the floor. He washes the windows. He does the accounting. He does the ordering. He's there to tie your hooks and re-spool your lines. And by the way, he is a phenomenal rod builder. He's built some of the best tuna club rods any of the club members have, and he's doing it all for split bamboo. He builds them right there in his shop. It's just amazing to watch the man work, and he's truly a wealth of information. And I'm just so glad every time I drive by there and see his shop.
Yeah, and something that you need to understand, Erica, back in the day, back in the 70s and probably the 80s more so, when we all left to go down the Cape, when we left, there was only one person we could talk to, and that was JD. And he kept us all in line with what was happening up here and what was happening in the world, and helped us, oh my God, immensely. You don't even understand, because there was no communication back then, but a VHF or a 2-meter or a what do they call it?
Single sideband.
Single sideband. Sorry, I got.
Yeah, that's what JD had, was an extended antenna on a single sideband, and he was the only connection between Southern California and Cabo San Lucas if you're on board a boat. No cell phones, no satellites, no Starlink, nothing. It was a single sideband, and that was iffy at best, but JD was always on the radio.
Why we're talking, Mike, what I think we need to do is the next time I'm in town, you and I just need to go down there with my computer and sit down with the guy and just take your laptop, I take my laptop, and we just sit down in his office or in the shop, which is his office, which is his accounting office, which is his HR department, which is everything, and just sit down in there and let him tell us some stories.
Yeah, he's got some phenomenal stories. He's been there since the beginning of time.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad you found America. So, and he's a part of this big time. And the Tuna Club in Avalon, he makes all those guys' vintage tackle. He takes care of all the rods. He's an incredible.
He rebuilds all the old reels. You know, if you got a pre-1950s reel, he'll rebuild it for you. He's a phenomenal talent, very soft-spoken, and he never promotes himself, which is pretty cool.
So no more talking. Let's get into this show, and we'll break it up, guys. If you want to talk about whatever you're seeing on it, just let us know. We'll jump in and answer your questions. Here we go.
This is the history of sport fishing. Chapter 10, the competitive edge.
Angling hits a high spot in casting for black bass, one of the gamest of freshwater fish. These Florida misses are adept at this sport. Here's a remarkable shot taken below the surface. Watch that underwater plug and see what happens. They're vicious hunters, these bass, and when they hit hard. He's hooked, and there's no getting away, not when that young lady is at the other end of the line.
The first century of bass fishing for sport in the U.S. had seen a steady but slow growth. The first century of bass fishing for sport in the U.S. had seen a steady but slow growth in popularity. From the early 1800s through the turn of the 20th century, bass went from being a source of food to a fish respected for its potential as a sporting challenge. This was in thanks, in large part, to Dr. Henshall's 1881 book, The Book of the Black Bass. Tackle advances like the Kentucky multiplying reel, new line and rod materials, and the introduction of wooden plugs. In the period from 1967 through 1970, Ray Scott, Bob Cobb, Helen Sevier, and Harold Sharp had laid a foundation for the future of bass fishing. The Bassmaster Tournament Trail provided a proving ground for anglers and equipment. Bassmaster Magazine was the learning conduit from the pro to the weekend angler. And the Bass Angler Sportsman Society would become the leading organization in the fight for clean water and fish conservation. BASS also provided.
Hey, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Is this thing stopping for you guys?
Yeah, it's glitching.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Let's just see if it plays a little better here.
BASS also provided professional guides like Bill Dance, Roland Martin, and Jimmy Houston ample reason to start television shows extending the learning experience, while providing the fledgling bass fishing and boating industry a stage to improve and promote new gear. What Ray Scott and the gang did to grow the sport cannot be overstated. Their leadership, promotion of new technology, and the techniques while sharing the thrill of competition would take bass fishing from its humble beginnings to being the most popular game fish on the planet.
Oh my God, baby! Oh my God! Get the net! Get the net!
I can't! Oh my God! Hold on! Oh my God!
Reverse!
I'm trying this net.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! There was no zip. There's no zip.
Bass fishing dates back to his early childhood. His first brush with competitive angling came when High Peskin's World Series of Sport Fishing came to Tin Killer Lake in his hometown of Cookson, Oklahoma. A young Jimmy Houston was asked to show some of the competing anglers around the lake, but was also tasked as the night watchman, responsible for the security of the boats every night. That experience fed his desire to compete, which led him to fish the 1966 Oklahoma State Championship, which he won. From 1968 through the early 70s, Houston fished several different bass circuits, including BASS, Project Sports Inc., American Bass Fisherman, and American Angler. In his first BASS event at Lake Eufaula, Alabama, in 1968, Houston placed 6th with a 3-day, 81-pound, 7-ounce string. Houston fished the various tournaments until he went full-time in 1975. After his first full year on the Bassmaster Trail, it was obvious that Houston was meant to be there, as he placed 3rd in the overall Angler of the Year race.
That's good for me.
Houston would go on the next year to take his first Angler of the Year title and his first BASS win. Houston would win another Angler of the Year title in 1986, and he qualified for 15 Bassmaster Classics. But Jimmy made his biggest impact on fishing through his TV show, Jimmy Houston Outdoors, which premiered in the mid-1970s. Houston, with his kid-like personality, his blonde, bowl-cut hair, and trademark laugh, touched the lives of millions of anglers for nearly 50 years.
Got no work today. Might as well grab your fishing pole. Come and go along with me. We're going fishing, Jimmy, ain't we up the door?
Come up. Oh, there you go, buddy. Come up there and eat it finally, Red.
And you know, the first few guys who won the Classic were maybe not the biggest stars in the game. It wasn't people like Bill Dance or Roland Martin. And then lo and behold, in 1976, a young guy out of Texas wins named Rick Clunn. He does it again the next year. And suddenly we see that this tournament, this individual tournament, the Bassmaster Classic, the Super Bowl of bass fishing, can create its own stars. And that's exactly what it did with Rick. Rick did great in other tournaments. He's won 16 tournaments in a luminous career, but it was the Bassmaster Classic that made Rick a star in the sport. And this showed what a tremendous spotlight that tournament could be.
Next, Rick Clunn. It would also make stars of the many anglers who stepped up to the challenge to fight it out one tournament at a time in the test to be the best.
Congratulations, you're in 3rd place.
In 1974, the world would be introduced to an angler who would arguably become one of the best to ever set foot in a bass boat, Rick Clunn.
Oh, that's a toad.
In Clunn's rookie season, he finished 21st in the Angler of the Year race, a respectable place, guaranteeing him a spot in the 1974 Bassmasters Classic. Although Clunn would only finish in 16th place in that first Classic, what he took away from that event would change the way he approached his professional career from that time on.
A young Texan named Rick Clunn would win the 1976 Bassmaster Classic on Lake Gonnersville on the Tennessee River. And the very next year, he made it 2 in a row on the Kissimmee Chain in Florida.
Winning multiple classics, I think it's like in any sport. There's sometimes when you win one championship, it just motivates you to push harder and to become better at what it takes to win the classic.
Clunn believed the Classic was the most important event on the calendar. His philosophy was to treat every qualifying event with the same preparation, intensity, and procedures he would need to use to excel in the Classic. He would only give himself a day or two of practice when other anglers were spending days or even weeks on the water. His method worked, and his unmatched work ethic would see Clunn go on to qualify for 28 consecutive classics, a record that may never be broken. Rick Clunn won 16 Bassmaster events, Angler of the Year in 1985, 2 U.S. Open titles, and the Redman All-American. In 2005, he won the ESPN Greatest Angler Debate. Clunn's last 2 wins occurred in 2016 and 2019 at the ages of 69 and 72. In 2023, Clunn entered his 50th year of tournament fishing.
And a storyline that involves a legend of bass fishing, maybe with no equal. Rick Clunn defending his title.
For him to be able to do that and do it his way, that was the coolest thing, was of doing it his way.
8th on the final day and catches the biggest limit of all the tournament. All days, 34 pounds and 14 ounces, including 2 9-pounders. Had to have them to win that tournament.
Win number 16 for the legendary Mr. Rick Clunn. Rick Clunn gets it done!
Folks, the next man from Denver, North Carolina, Hank Parker.
Hank Parker got his start in organized competitive fishing through circuits like American Bass Fishermen and the National Bass Association, where he proved his mettle. Then, in 1978, he hit the Bassmaster Trail full-time. In his rookie year, he qualified for the Bassmaster Classic and finished 9th in the Angler of the Year race.
Got to have a limit of that. Look out now. He needs 13 pounds, 13 ounces to take the lead. Otherwise, he's second. He can do it. Hank Parker can do it, can he? He's still digging, folks. 18! Going 18!
I've been sitting out there for about 30 minutes. I'm about to have a heart attack. Put him on the scale, do we?
Hold on just a minute. We're not going to do it. Just a second.
Come on, put him on the scale.
I just got to ask you one question. You realize that 13 pounds will put you in the lead?
Put him on the scale. Let's see what I got.
All right, put him on the scale.
Along with his amazing come-from-behind win, Parker would qualify for 13 straight classics, winning 2. He won Angler of the Year and 5 titles with BASS before retiring from professional tournament fishing to concentrate on his TV show, Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine. Parker's calm demeanor, friendly personality, and ability to catch fish have made him a fan favorite for over 40 years. Larry Nixon came on the scene in 1977 and immediately let his presence be known.
God, dog. Thank you, Lord, thank you.
The guide from Hemp Hill, Texas, placed 7th overall in Angler of the Year standings and would go on to place 2nd to Rick Clunn in his first Bassmaster Classic. Known as the General, Nixon's ability to make decisive adjustments on the water helped him to become bass fishing's first millionaire.
Now, we don't know what Nixon's got. We do know this. He's got 3 little fish. They're all 12 inches, they're all alive, and they'll all measure. Now, watch the scale now. 2 pounds and 2 to win. 2 pounds, 11 ounces, and that's our winner.
Between 1988 and 1991, Nixon won 4 Bassmaster Megabucks events, earning him another nickname, Mr. Megabucks. In all, Nixon won 2 Angler of the Year awards with BASS, won 14 events, including the 1983 Bassmaster Classic, qualified for the Classic 25 times, and had 85 top 10 finishes. He also qualified for 14 Forest Wood Cups during his career with the FLW, and was still competing in the Bassmaster Elite Series at the age of 73.
So look what that mother was. I'm talking he was hid from everybody.
After 46 years of competition, Larry announced his retirement at the end of the 2023 season. The sport of bass fishing will miss the general. Hats off to one of the finest young men and ambassadors to have ever fished competitively, Larry Nixon.
I don't know what's up with this playback, Dave. I'm not sure if Elliot's on or not either.
It's working good for everybody else. I'm just saying, what a great accomplishment this man had. What a way he brought this sport up, right?
Oh, he elevated it. Just, yeah, there's so many guys like these guys that we're profiling right now that were just pillars in the building of the elite bass competition world. And these were just plain old country boys, you know. Just, it's amazing. I take my hat off to these guys and what they've done and how hard they've worked to build the sport into what it is for bass fishermen around the world. It's truly a tribute to Ray Scott and all the founders there that just took a sport that they loved and built it out to a profession.
And we have the great sponsor.
This may be a little controversial of a thought too, but you know, in today's modern bass tournaments, you know, we've got all these different electronics and all this stuff. I mean, these dudes are out there, they've put in the time to learn what these fish do and how to go after them without all the other stuff that we have now. And it's just, it's incredible, you know, to see the success that these guys had, and with basically just doing it from right here.
Right from the seat of their pants. Yep.
Yeah. But gang, we can't do this show. We can't do any of the stuff without our great sponsors. And I know that there's a bunch of guys in this Bassmasters and the Classic that use the Promar products. And I know they use their nets, and I know they use this fluorocarbon. I'm going to show you guys right here, right now. But like I said, Promar Ahi is a big sponsor of Your Saltwater Guide and the show, and Captain Al and Captain Justin's boats. I want you just to check out this GT4 fluorocarbon real quick, and then we'll get back to this. I don't know why it was spotty for me, but it's playing good for everybody else.
Cool.
And we're getting ready to go do a little lingcod fishing today, so I'm going to use some of this 60-pound fluorocarbon, the GT4. Super abrasion resistant. It's going to handle those big teeth on those lingcod. We're going to drop down some live deception jigs, see if we can't get a couple of nibbles. We will let you know later, but gang, you must have some of this GT4 fluorocarbon connected between your braided line and your lure. Somewhere between your braided line and your lure, you're going to want to have some fluorocarbon. Super important. So check it out. GT4 fluorocarbon. Go to Promar Ahi USA. When you're over there, put in the code YSWG and the number 20, and that'll save you 10% on your next order of GT4 fluorocarbon. All right, thanks, gang. On a bunch of that. And we're getting ready to go do a little lingcod fishing today, so I'm going to use... Sorry. You're going to want some of that fluorocarbon when we get into this El Nino that we're going to have. You're absolutely going to want some of that fluorocarbon because it is absolutely the thing to have on the connection between your reel, your braid, and the lure. It is an incredible piece of line that you have to have. It's abrasion resistant, and it's pretty much undetectable underwater, and it doesn't reflect the light like the other different types of monofilament or fluorocarbon do. So it's absolutely, that's what all I use every time I fish ever since I got into fluorocarbon. They've been making it. I've been using it. It's pretty bitchin' product. But let's get back into if anybody has any questions of what we're talking about here and how the Bassmasters and all that stuff got started, let me know, because Michael's right here right now with us. And this fish wasn't even thought of when in the olden days, right, Mike?
It was considered what they called a coarse fish back in the day. And coarse fish were basically stagnant water fish. Early on, everybody thought water had to be moving for trout and steelhead and salmon in order for it to be a viable species or a good tasting species. So bass and all these carp and things and bluegill and walleye, those are all considered junk fish. And only the coarse fishermen were fishing it, the poor guys. And so it kind of had a long struggle at the beginning, bass, because they just weren't considered a game fish or even a delicacy.
Yeah.
It's so funny how to your point, it went from a trash fish to now it's like the most coveted, one of the most coveted freshwater trophy fish out there.
No question. It's the most coveted freshwater fish, especially tournament-wise, in the world. And it's such a cool fish. They're so aggressive. They're so hardy. They're so adaptive. They're so smart. I love fishing them.
Yeah, and that video in the very beginning with Oliver, that's classic. His girlfriend's trying to net the fish. It's caught in the lure, the net. It's just unbelievable.
And the dog's barking, and she's not panicking. It was just a pretty cool moment there. I think we've all had that on a bass boat at least once or twice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If it can go wrong, it will go wrong at least once.
Oh, absolutely. It's somebody like says there's two types of boaters: those that have wrapped a mooring line and those that will.
Absolutely. Well, let's get into watching this. I don't see any questions, so let's get into it.
After winning Bassmaster Invitationals in 1974 and 1977, Al Linder retired from the tour to concentrate on producing their new magazine, The In Fisherman, with his brother Ron, which blossomed into a full-fledged communications network. To this day, Linder Media Productions remains one of the leading educational and communication networks in the sport. As the number of tournaments and prize money continued to grow, more and more anglers joined the tournament circuit, and the cadre of superstars grew as well. Television coverage of celebrities like Bill Dance, Roland Martin, and Jimmy Houston became household names and allowed these pro anglers to use their skills and popularity to make bass fishing shows a way to connect with their fans and teach legions of anglers the keys to having success on the water. Their comfortable, down-home mannerisms resonated with recreational anglers. Their name recognition was that of other major sports stars, anglers like Dave Glebe, Mr. Consistency, Ricky Green, Basil Bacon, Denny Brower, Tommy Biffle, and Gary Klein will all make their mark on the sport. But when it comes to the question of the greatest bass competitor of all time, there is no hesitation among serious anglers. That man is Kevin Van Dam.
Yeah! Bam!
Kevin Van Dam, considered to be among the very best to ever play the game, was no exception, and at an early age, he was already well on his way.
As I was growing up, I would read magazines and things, and I read about most of these guys here. I said, boy, I got to just go and see what, if I can compete with these guys. And I took that chance one time, and I got the pants whipped off me the first tournament I ever fished.
I remember when Kevin started, the first time I saw him was at St. Lawrence River, and this was in the 80s. He drew out with a veteran angler, and that guy said at the end of the day, he said, man, that kid's going to be something. He said, I've never seen a kid that aggressive on the water.
I can remember when Kevin came to Zebco, and a guy named Dallas Hodges said, there's a new kid coming. I think he's pretty good. You think we ought to sponsor him? And I said, yeah, if he's good.
In 1990, at the age of 22, Kevin started down the path of competitive bass fishing full-time. It was a journey that would span the next 34 years and witness the transformation of bass fishing into a worldwide phenomenon, and Kevin Van Dam into KVD, the winningest bass fisherman of all time.
Kevin works as hard as anybody ever has in this sport.
Opened a lot of doors for a lot of people, one that changed the sport forever.
He brought a new way of fishing. He had this speed, moving fast, covering water, and that was like broke out of the shell of the old school mentality into what it is now.
A true professional bass angler and somebody that everybody can take a lesson from.
When I actually got the chance to meet him and get to know him, it's pretty cool because he is everything that he's cracked up to be, and more.
There's going to be a long time before there's anybody that can rival what Kevin's done in this sport. Me as a young angler, he sets the bar that we all strive for of what it means to be the greatest of all time.
These accomplishments are the result of a lifetime commitment to the sport we all love. Experience bought with sacrifice that became a career. And a career that has eclipsed all that have gone before and set a high bar indeed for all those that follow.
Someday he might make it in life.
We got 9 hours of just pure hell and fury out there. Controlled chaos. The amount of stamina that you have to last that way and make good decisions and be on top of your game is tough, man. You name me one other sport that lasts 9 hours without timeout, and I'll be glad to go play in it too.
It's a game of ounces. I mean, there's been many instances I've seen guys lose hundreds of thousands of dollars by a single ounce.
It's you against the fish. It's not if you're 250 and you can bench press 800 pounds. It's who can outsmart the fish. And that guy from Michigan tends to do it better than everybody else in the world.
He's a warrior.
He has a God-given gift.
He is the top dog of them all.
He's the king. Kevin Van Dam is the sport of bass fishing. Period.
Kalamazoo, Michigan's Kevin Van Dam.
The general fishing community sees the tournament winner. That's what they see in Kevin.
The Elite Series has been around since 2006, 70-some tournaments, and Kevin has finished in the money in the top half of the field more than 94% of the time. That's remarkable. He's currently on a streak that goes back to 2011 where he's been in the money 28 consecutive tournaments. If you want to put that in perspective, second best is 16, and that's also Kevin.
20 tournament wins, and maybe he'll have 30 before he retires. 7 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles, 4 classics, and probably more than that. Improbable that anyone's going to eclipse him.
The competitor in Kevin makes him fierce. He wants to beat you at everything, not just at fishing.
Van Dam will play hurt. I've seen him take a motorcycle helmet, lift the shield up, puke straight out over the console, put the lid back down and take off running. That's a warrior.
Mechanically, most guys are on the same level. Mentally, he's on a whole nother planet. Honestly, that's what separates him, and that's the way that he gets in different guys' heads.
Kevin's an intimidating figure. Whether he's at a tournament or at a boat show, wherever he is, he's the dude.
You jump in the ring with Mike Tyson, you intimidate him. You gonna take a handoff against Ray Lewis and tell me you're not intimidated? He's the best, and our sport has seen in many, many years. There's an intimidation factor that comes with that.
To me, it's equivalent to guys like Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Tiger Woods, guys that came into the sport and just absolutely dominated.
A bad year for Kevin Van Dam is a career year for the majority of fishermen.
That one. Yeah! If you want to be consistent, if you want to win Angler of the Year, if you want to be the top guy in the sport that season, you can't have bad days. And to be dominant year after year, it's more than just talent. It's more than just natural ability. It's up here, and I can't promise you I know how to harness that, but I'm aware of what it takes to win. And once you've won before, nothing satisfies until you do it again.
That's the kind that win the freaking classic right there, boys. Yeah! And you look across the sport of bass fishing, and there's a lot of guys out there, a lot of great ones, but if I could pick one guy that I said truly I knew had the heart of a champion, it would be Kevin Van Dam. KVD, the boy wonder, Kalamazoo kid, whatever you want to call him, the guy possesses the heart of a champion and is willing to lay it all out on the line to win day in and day out.
Kevin, of course, is our sport's biggest star, and I think that also makes him the biggest influence. He gives us all something to aspire to, someone to look up to, someone to think, if I really work at it hard, if I put in the time, if I put in the energy, if I hone my skills, maybe I can get to this level. The problem is that Kevin continually raises that bar. So just when another angler approaches him, he seems to find another gear and to pull away. And he's reaching heights that I wonder if they'll ever be reached again.
I believe every time I go out, that I can win, and that I have to do what I need to do to get myself in that position. And I want to do whatever it takes. I mean, I'm gonna work harder. I'm gonna stay longer. I'm gonna, plan more. I'm gonna think about it and come up with a game plan and believe I can execute it. And every time I fish a tournament, you start with that plan. You got to believe you can win. If you don't think you're gonna win, why even show up?
At the beginning of the 2023 season, Kevin made a stunning announcement that it was going to be his final year of competition. Thank you, Kevin, for everything you've given to the sport and for continuing to make a difference in enriching the lives of thousands of people through your KVD Foundation and charity classics with the Detroit Lions, Michigan Hospitals, March of Dimes, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Look, you don't get it, bud. You don't realize. Sorry. See, I'm the one supposed to be emotional. You got to understand. Pops, this is my dad.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys coming, man. It means a lot.
Guys, I appreciate it, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not supposed to
He's making me get emotional. I'm doing my best to not cry myself
y'all,
here, Vince.
All of y'all, all these professional guys that are taking time to talk to us, we're just fans, and we love it. It was like we were saying this morning. We don't have the ability to do what y'all do. We follow y'all on TV. We're so ate up with it. Kevin, gosh, man,
appreciate it.
It does my heart good.
That's why we do it. That's why bass fishing fans are the best there is, and these guys too. I mean, it's a unique sport, man. That's one of the things that I've always loved about it is the camaraderie that we have, that I have with these competitors. They're like second family to us, and they're good people.
My friend,
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I have followed you.
You made my day.
You made my day. And good luck today.
I'm gonna have fun, man.
Man, tear it up, dude.
There you go. That's why we do it.
You're muted, Dave.
That is such an incredible story about that fishery. That is insane to think that didn't even exist back in the olden days. All they fished for were trout. And that is just incredible. And I know I have a whole bunch of buddies that just live and die for that bass fishery during the time where you can't go offshore and you can't go catch those giant bluefin and you can't catch dorado and tuna and you can't calico bass fish. They're on the lakes all over the place. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing.
Two thoughts that come to my mind. KVD is an absolute freak of nature.
Yep.
Like the man, when you talk about live, breathe, exist fishing, it's him. Like the bass knowledge that he has, I could only hope to forget an eighth of what he knows. You know what I mean? Like, he's just insane. And then on a more funny note, I can now fully spread the word about this series now, Michael, because you included my favorite angler that I follow all the time and my fellow Indiana boy. So well done.
Right on.
But yeah, I mean, it is true. I mean, when you watch these guys, you know, when I saw in the comments that a lot of these guys have their own YouTube channels now.
Yep.
And when you see how they interact, it's just like, you know, what Captain Dave has done. They have communities around them, and they are just good people.
Yep.
And you know, they'll sit and talk fishing for hours with you, even though tomorrow they're going to go fish against you. You know, I mean, it's an incredible group of guys.
Yeah, or they're going to go compete with the best in the world, and they'll still sit down and spend time with you. It's just a normal Joe Blow.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just down to earth, good, all American, good hearted. Just, I think they represent the essence of what America was built on and is really all about. Camaraderie and competition and excellence.
And one thing that I always come to think about is they're just guys and gals, just like you and I. They're just at this elite level, but all they're doing is throwing a lure in the water. That's all they're doing. They're just throwing a lure in the water. And you can touch into what they're doing and where their mind goes and where they think. Like Kevin said in the beginning of the show, these guys were successful before that forward-facing sonar even came into existence. They know the fish. Now, the forward-facing sonar, I firmly believe that it should be a part of every tournament, because it's just like with us out on the ocean with our sonars and our omnis and everything else. We have to use everything that God gives us in technology God created, and we get to use it, and but you still, at the end of the day, you have to connect with that fish. You have to figure out what
you find them. You still got to get them to bite.
Yep. The bite is the most important thing. And it's so cool. Like Kevin just said, these guys will talk to you for hours, but that's what I found in everything that I'm doing on the podcast and Michael did in all the years of Inside Sport Fishing. All we're doing is talking to other men and women that just love
the fish.
We love. Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just sharing knowledge.
And they ain't the woke fake people that are in Hollywood. These are men and women just like you and me that are just trying to fish and trying to save our fishery. And I want to give a big shout out to our good friend and fellow Laguna Beach resident, Chase Ofield, because what he's done to help save fishing in Laguna Beach and at Catalina is just an absolute incredible thing.
And around the world. I mean, him and his dad and his brother were the first guys to put in satellite tags in Marlin. They did that all on their own dime. They were the first They were the first guys to deploy satellite tags in Marlin. So they've been doing this for 20 years, quietly, again, behind the scenes, no fanfare, no wave, no look at me, I'm the fish junkie,
Yeah, and
phenomenal family.
Tim Ogilvy, you got to remember, these guys are sponsored by some big tackle companies that don't get these closures. And if they get up and speak about what's really going on, there's a chance that they can lose their sponsors and they can lose all their money. Because I'll tell you right now, I've taken a massive hit because I stand up to this baloney, this Fishing Game Commission. And a lot of people don't want to take that giant financial hit to stop this from happening. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
It's true.
When you're going to take away their house and you're going to take away their cars, they just dummy up.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the big piece with that too, is without their sponsors, they can't be out there. I think I don't know how well expensive it is in time, money, energy, because it's not like these guys are just fishing in one state. Like they'll fish Florida today, and then 3 days from now they're fishing in Missouri, and then 3 days after that they're in. So I mean, it's a totally different world for those guys. You know, good or bad. And it's a totally different world with their sponsorships.
Yeah. But
somebody asked Michael Jordan back when he was the Coke representative, what do you like better, regular Coke or new Coke? And he goes, they're both delicious. You know, I mean, he was, you know, the new Coke sucked, but he wasn't about to say that. So it was like, oh, they're both delicious. I love them both. He was perfect. You know, he didn't take size. He knew his side. He knows what side of the butter the bread's on, or whatever the bread's on the butter. And he just didn't take a position until after sponsorships were over, and then he started telling the truth. I think that's what you're saying, Kevin. Is most of these celebrities.
Well, and that's the thing too. When they were showing KVD's tackle boxes, and you saw that crankbait box that he had that had like 20 different baits in it, and like 5 of each version of it, and it's like that's $300 in one box right there, easy. You know, like it's wild how much goes into that.
Yeah, how much time, effort, and work, and like I think you said, Dave, most people aren't willing to put in the time. Most people aren't willing to put in the work and the effort to make their dreams come true. So they just settle for what they've got and keep their hand on the trough and be grateful and move on.
Yeah, and today it's so political. Everything is super political. You can't get away from it, and fishing has become one of the most political things. What they did in Florida with this red snapper fishery is absolute criminal. To say that we can't fish for them, rod and reel guys, but the commercial guys can. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my life. It's just so political. Everything is so political.
The lawmakers follow the money, and the commercial industry puts a lot of money into protecting their profession. And sport fishermen, we're a bunch of individuals. We have very little. I don't know what to say. It's like the NRA has a phenomenal body of members that legislate. They have enough money behind them that they can legislate on their behalf. Sport fishermen, we've never done that. We've got the ASA, and we've got Trout Unlimited, and we've got CAA. We've got some organizations that are trying, but they're a little bit fragmented, and the money is diverse, and we're spread out over 50 states, and we don't compete in an oval track or around a rink. We're out there as individuals participating in our sport. So it's the left is going to take the path of least resistance and the path that puts the most money in their coffers every single time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Fishermen cannot unite. We can't unite no matter what. We can't
even unite. We're on the same boat. Hey, I want to go over here. No, go over here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It is what it is. It's been set in stone. We're gonna die fighting each other.
Yeah,
it's
just die as old men on the sea.
It just sucks, But we're gonna keep trying. We're gonna keep doing what we do, and we're gonna.
Dave, and you've knocked out a lot of barriers with your show too. When you first started, there was a lot of resistance about what you were doing, about putting out dope and giving up really current, straight up information. And I just want to hand it to you again. Congratulations. You've done a phenomenal job on reaching out across every aisle, across every barrier in this sport, and connecting people from coast to coast, north and south, east and west. And congratulations on hitting 1 billion views last week. I mean, come on, that's 1 billion, as in Newsom's government spending program.
Yeah, that's what we spent on the homeless.
Huge congratulations on 1,000 episodes on Friday too. I mean, that's a huge
it really
deal.
Is. I don't think anybody realizes, and the fact that you're just reaching across every aisle, Dave, and and you just extend the olive branch to anyone and everyone in the industry that wants to talk about the sport. And I love what you've done, and I'm just so proud of you for standing to your guns and standing up in the face of all adversity. I mean, you were facing just about every obstacle you could possibly face to make what happened happen. And nice job, sir.
Thank you, Michael.
From all of us that love to fish, thank you.
You're going to make me cry.
Absolutely.
Kevin, the thing is, when Michael's talking about this, he knows. He was there. He understands. So when he's talking about this, it hits me really hard because it was super hard to grab a hold of any type of foothold in this industry. I have a horrible, horrible past and a horrible.
Let's just say colorful. You have a colorful past.
Yeah. So it's cool to be standing where I'm standing. And today, possibly today, if not tomorrow, gang, we're going to hit, this is a big thing too. We're going to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Either it's going to happen today, sometime through the day today, or tomorrow morning. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to have 100,000 subscribers. You know how cool that is, Michael. You reached that last year. It's a big deal, you guys. It's a humongous deal.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You get 100K. That's a lot of people that are committed to that are enjoying what you have to say. And
I expect to see that YouTube plaque in every video that you're in from that point on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to travel.
You get your 100,000 plaque.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to travel around with it. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Right now we have 375,000 followers on Facebook. We have 150,000 followers on Instagram. We have 148,000 followers on TikTok. And we're going to hit 100,000 followers
on YouTube
today or tomorrow on YouTube. And
you should have a little patch made up, Dave. A little YouTube patch. We'll start putting it on our shirts like the bass guys are wearing.
Oh my God, that'd be a great idea. And there's somebody out here that'll do it for me, I'm sure.
A little 100,000 view YouTube channel. What do they call it?
Well, and I was just thinking his name is John Stanley's going to have to get his tattoo updated. He's going to have to get 100K put under his tattoo.
Yeah, Cubby Paul, you've been there since the beginning of time with me too, and those of you that have been with me since the beginning of time, and you stuck with me. You're my true friends, and you know that I have a good heart. It's just
you got a big mouth.
You got
a good heart, but a big mouth. with very little editing control.
No, there's not a lot of editing going on. That's for damn sure. Well, hey gang, we did a whole hour here today. We had some glitches. I don't know if you guys had them. Me and Michael were seeing them on here, but it didn't relate out there to the show. I went ahead and just went to part 2 of chapter 10. So we're going to have to go back next week and watch part 1, and we'll all be here for you, gang. I want to thank you all for being a part of this and being with me every single day as we do this show. And Michael Fowlkes, I can't believe that you've been with me for so long on Tuesdays. It really means a lot to me because I idolized you when I was young, and I always wanted to be on your show. And the couple of times I got to be on there, you made my day. And then Kevin, what you bring to the table and what you've done for us as human beings, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, you're willing to lay down.
Well, I appreciate that, and I didn't want to steal anyone's thunder, but to Michael's point with the impact that you've had, you guys may have noticed I have a different background this week.
You do.
I got my rod shop completed, so I'm out in my rod shop, and I would not have some of the success without you, Captain Dave, bringing me along and helping me get my name out there. So I owe a big thanks to you as well, that this would not be possible without you and, Tiffany on Thursdays and everything that she's helped me with. You've had a major impact in the world of fishing, and to be able to be around at your 1,000th episode mark, your 1,000,000th view mark, your 100,000 subscriber mark. It's pretty special for me to be able to come in and have access to you and be part of the club. You're doing some really great things. You should be very
Kevin,
proud.
You always contribute really, really insightful and meaningful input. I mean, you're not just flapping your jaw. When you open your mouth, you generally have something pretty important to say. So thank you for being a part of this. I love having you on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you guys very, very much.
Oh,
well, I'm going to get
quick reminder, next Tuesday, I think, is Election Day here in California. So get out and vote, man. Just, I don't know across the rest of the country, but make your voice be heard. It's so critical. It's probably more critical than it's ever been in all our lives that our voices are heard, because we're generally the silent majority. Most of us are too busy. We're going fishing. The water's perfect. The waves are up, whatever, get out there and vote. Make your voice be heard. Even though it's a midterm, it's still critically important for this country. We are under attack internally, and it's a far more dangerous enemy than anything in the sky. So let's clean up the streets. Let's clean up our politicians and get out there and let your voice be heard.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to get back to hanging out with my granddaughter, Michael, Kevin. Thank you. And everybody out there. And I'll see you tomorrow for another great show. Kelly girl saying she's going to be a part of the show tomorrow. We'll see.
Okay.
I hope so. We'll see what happens, but stay tuned, everybody.